Hello everyone, this is Dr. B. Today's video is about VIP treatment. Is the experience worth the cost? So recently, it was actually yesterday, on July 8th, 2026, I drove up to Clearwater, Florida from Sarasota County. And where I went to was an event called AEW, which stands for All Elite Wrestling. And what I paid for was an all elite experience. It took place at Baycare Sound at Coachman Park. Now, I want to know, is the experience worth the cost? And you should know, is the experience worth the cost? Because we all have a price to pay for some, quality events, and sometimes you may not get what you want to pay, what you pay for. So let's just check this out. So here's a ticket. Now, the problem with this is, I got my ticket yesterday when I already had my ticket in the mail. But when I got my ticket, not in the mail, I should say, online, it didn't come up with a barcode. So when I came by to show my ticket, I just showed them a receipt. I said, well, I never got a ticket. I just got my, receipt. So they scrounged around and they were able to print me out a ticket. So that was kind of annoying. Now, the price of the ticket you see is $453.75. That's not exactly what I really paid for this event. So that's kind of misleading. So if you look at what I paid, it says $453.75, and then there's $125 for an elevated sound upgrade, which is something I did not need. And when you pay for your ticket, they give you this as an option, which is kind of stupid because you don't need this option at all. So I ended up paying initially $680 for this event. Now, I was able to call Ruth Eckert Hall and tell them I didn't want this. It just popped up. I figured this is something, how can you give me this event or want to charge an event like this? It's like two things at the same time. So it's a waste of $125. So what they did is they gave me a credit of $125. So my total cost was all in at $555, which to me is expensive. But I want to see, is this worth a VIP experience? Is it worth, paying for all this? So here's what I got for my experience. I get our All Elite badge. Wow. And by the way, check this out. There were several people who were not going by themselves. Some brought families. I met one father, he brought his two sons with him. I saw a couple other couples brought a daughter with them. So between three people, you're spending $655 or $1,665. Let me do the math, 555 times 3. All right, so that's a lot of money. Now, you get your All Elite Experience hat. Wonderful. Okay, well, we always use a hat. What else do you get? You get these little wristbands. Not just one, but two AEW wristbands. I gave one away to my students. Now, do I really need a wristband? Not really. I have plenty of wristbands. And here's one I paid for at the Hall of Fame. Actually, it was included in my package. I went to see the Pro Football Hall of Fame back in 2018. I wanted to see Brian Dawkins get inducted. I knew he would. And I will see Brian Dawkins personally in London, England, coming up in October, where the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. More on that later on in the months. All right, what else did I get? We got a box. What is in the box? It's a pin. AEW presents Forbidden Door, which is a previous pay-per-view event. So, anything else that we received in this wonderful swag bag? What is this? It looks like lipstick for Tony Storm. It's actually a flashlight that wouldn't even open up where you can put a battery in. Didn't even include a battery. I don't need a little dinky flashlight. I got a couple of genuine flashlights that if I put it in front of your eyes, you'd be blinded. So I am not satisfied with that. I'd rather have Tony Storm motorboat me in my face. That would have been worth the experience. But I did have to meet a couple of wonderful ladies who are the tag team champions. No, I don't know their name. Look at me. My shirt is not straight between these. And these are big, strong women. So here's why they're tag team champions. So they spoke for a little bit, and then all of us had the opportunity to get our picture taken. Now, they wouldn't let us take our picture with this guy, Speedball Mike Bailey, but he did speak, and about 6 questions were asked for him, and then he had to leave. So, but he did. He's a great, absolutely outstanding public speaker. And if you don't know him, he's from, I believe, Montreal, Quebec. So he was French. He's French Canadian. He speaks French fluently. Mike Bailey is not his real name. I don't know his real name. I know it's much longer than Mike Bailey. He has an extensive martial arts background, and he's about as tall as I am, but much, much, much more coordinated. All right, what else did we get in this experience? We get a ringside view and where the ramp is, and we were allowed to hold that AEW championship belt. Actually, that's not the championship belt. That's another belt, but I'm holding the AEW championship belt. So all of us who had a VIP experience get to hold it. And that belt, by the way, is quite heavy. Incredibly heavy. I'm sure much more heavier than the belts that they sell there for $850. No, I did not buy a belt. So I did buy a Will Ospreay soccer jersey for $70 because it had the colors blue and white. Now think about that if you ever listened to my podcast before. Anyway, now before I get my suggestions for VIP experience for $500, that's Taz on the right side. He is a retired professional wrestler. He's primarily known for wrestling in the ECW arena in South Philadelphia from the early 1990s until he matriculated to WWF at the time in the later 1990s. Very popular wrestler. Suggestions. Front row, ringside seat. Most of the people there had front row, ringside seats. I end up in the third row, even though it looks like they're in the first row. If you go back a little bit, there's 2 people ahead of me. If you go watch the event of July 8th at Beach Break, I'm behind a person in a straw hat, and I'm wearing my Reds Phillies hat. So, also, much better swag bag contents. I mean, what was left over, what we had is just basically leftover garbage. I mean, you don't need a little flashlight. Okay, a couple wristbands, that's nice. But let's make it worth some more swag. Yeah, how about 2 bottles of water? It's hot in Florida. It's hot and humid for about 7 months here. And it was incredibly hot there at the experience of AEW. Yeah, you get your hat. But how about Tony Khan? Let's throw in a $100 certificate for merchandise and food. This way you can go up, purchase merchandise if you want to, and purchase some food. Now, if you don't use that $100 certificate at that event, that's on you. Or find out if it can roll over to another event for Ruth Eckerd Hall or the Baycare Sound at Coachman Park. Yeah, you get your AEW hand towel. Yeah, I brought my own hand towel, but it'll be nice to have one. You do meet 2 AEW superstars. We saw 3. Mike Bailey, he interviewed, but we were not allowed to take a picture of him. But we did get a photo op with the 2 women, ladies tag team champions. And of course, we get a picture with the AEW belt. Now, what I'm not going to put on here is highlights of the event. I'm not going to do that for copyright reasons. I'm not going to do that. So if you want to watch the event, you can find, I'm sure, highlights on YouTube. But thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you learned a lot, because we also have to learn how to spend our money. But of course, I like to teach you how to save your money. Next video coming out, I'm going to put it out probably tomorrow, hopefully by the late afternoon. It'll be on July the 10th, and it'll be on 2 mutual funds. Take care. This is Dr. B. I'll talk to you again.